So it's just a simplified introduction to the chain rule. So hopefully this is going to make sense to you. So what is the chain rule in calculus? It's very similar to composition functions, which you already know a little bit about. So as it says there, in the real world, you do encounter simple functions like y equals e to the x and ft is sine t or ft is 4 sine 5t. These things you've already seen and you know how to differentiate, or you should do. But in the real world, you also encounter more complicated functions. And some of these are just these functions here, but they are like combined or chained together. So for example, if ft is sine t, one function, and gt is t squared, you can chain these together to give a more complicated function, f of g of t. I've just called it h of t, and that's equal to sine of t squared. So how do you differentiate these? So the idea is we use the chain rule, which allows you to chain derivatives together. So what does the chain rule say? So I'm going to give you a really quick look at this. It's not really the way that the book does it at first, but it'll give you a great way to do it. So let's consider f of t as sine t squared. That's an inner function, something inside the bracket, which is t squared, combined with an outer function, something outside the bracket, which is sine t squared, or the sine section. Now the quick version of the chain rule is that the derivative is just inner dashed, outer dashed, or inside dashed, outside dashed. The dash just means you differentiate it. So a bash at it. Let's consider f of t as sine t squared. The inside is t squared, so if you differentiate that, you just get 2t. The outside is a sine function, so if you differentiate that, you get a cosine. So if you chain them together, you get that the derivative is going to be 2t times cos t squared. Simple as that. Here's another example. It's very difficult. Y is cos log x. What is dy by dx? Well, the inside function is a log, and you should remember that the derivative of a log is 1 over x. The outside function is a cos, so the derivative of a cos is a negative sign. So just chain them together. So it's just going to be negative 1 over x sine log x. Simple as that. Now the book uses a slightly different notation. So let's consider y equals sine x squared. We want to calculate dy by dx. Now instead of saying let the inside equals x squared, the book says let u equals x squared. The u is just what they use for the inside. So when you differentiate that, du by dx, you get 2x. That's the equivalent of inner dashed. Y, therefore, is sine u. That's really the outer function. So if you differentiate that, it's cos u. So chaining them together, you get dy by dx as dy by du times du by dx, which is going to be 2x cos u. Now you can't leave the u in, so it's going to be 2x cos x squared. And that's how to do it. Hope that helps.